Good morning. As you can see by the sign behind me, we're out at the Hagerman National Wildlife Refuge up in officially Sherman, Texas. It's kind of on the outskirts of Sherman. There are some signs here when you come down Refuge Road to enter the park. If you look up behind me, that is the Welcome Center. There's a butterfly garden up there, porta potty for a bathroom, and then the visitor center that it's not open now. I believe it opens at 9 o'clock. And then you can't see it as well, but off behind me is Lake Texoma, very large lake. We're hoping to see pelicans and other birds that come in for the winter to rest here, or to winter here. There we go, the migrating birds. And so I will put maps and links in the description as far as how to get here, other information. This one, the roads are not, they're caliche and dirt roads, so we're out in the car instead of on the motorcycle today, and there's an auto tour route that you can follow around. It's got signs that are clearly marked that direct you around. There are also, you can see on the post behind me, there's a little box there, little maps that describe the auto tour route, and they give you information. It's a part of the National Wildlife System. It's a National Wildlife Refuge, so it's very nice, very well maintained. It has day camps, day use. There's no overnight camping, day use only, but there are lots of places to go out and see lots of videos, see lots of animals, and it's a very nice park. So I'm going to jump back in the car and we're going to start heading around and see what awaits us today. Well, we've come just a little bit down the auto tour. I don't know if you can see them or maybe hear them, but behind me on the water there is a large flock of snow geese that have already come in and they're settled in. And then there's a flock back further over there, and then back across, you can't really see it, the sun is blinding me, but there's another flock over on the other side of the lake. But if you can see all that white on the lake there beside me, those are all snow geese. The snow geese, the white pelicans, and other birds come winter here at Hagerman. And so there's a lot to see, and we've already seen a little bit here, so we're going to continue on around and see what else is waiting for us. All right, well, we've come around a little bit further, and there's these little peninsulas. They're mainly for the oil derricks that are out here. There's a lot of big oil field underneath this, but you can come out here and get closer to the animals in the lake. One thing you might notice is the lake is very low. You can see a lot of dirt, a lot of the mud. Last time we were out here, the water was almost up to behind me there. So here it is. It's October 30th, day before Halloween, and we haven't had much rain in a while, so the water is very, very low. But still, you can come out on these peninsulas, you can get a look around, you can see things, get you closer to some of the birds if they're up close to these points. Right now they're not. The pelicans that came out here, this is probably as close as we'll get to that large, you can faintly see them right up there. That big white is a big flock of white pelicans. I'm going to get what photos I can from here because I don't think we're going to get much closer from any of the other peninsulas. But we're going to get some photos here, and then we're going to move further on around. Well, we've come a little further. Each of these turnouts has names. This one I think is Turn, and we are next to Auto Tour Route Stop 5. We pulled out here to see what's here. I've seen some cormorants. I don't know if you can see them. There's a little pier. It's out of the water now. And off my shoulder, that little bit of white there is a flock of white pelicans. There was a cormorant over there behind me. There's also a couple of great blues in that little section there behind me as well. And then if I turn this way, you look right there, there's a great blue heron there. You can see him, and his reflection of the water is like glass. It is so calm. There is no wind, so it is extremely calm and quiet out here. So it's really a great day. There's another great blue across there. From where I'm standing right now, I can count at least 5 great blue herons. There were some cormorants, there's some ducks. Back over just before we stopped here, there was a little marshy area with some grass in it, with some mallards and some wood ducks. Some other ducks in there too, but I couldn't get a good enough look to identify them yet. I'll look when I get home with the photos and see. So so far it's been a very productive day as far as wildlife. Lots of birds out. Again, it's the end of October 30th. So the migrations have begun. The pelicans are already coming in. The snow geese are coming in. And they say that before it's all over, by later in the winter, there can be as many tens of thousands of the pelicans and the snow geese out at any given time. So we haven't seen that many yet, but we have already seen quite a few, several flocks of each. So it's about an hour and a half or so, depending on where you're at. If you're in the DFW Metroplex, it's up on the Oklahoma-Texas border on Lake Texoma. We live in Euless, and it's about an hour and 20 minutes, give or take a little bit, for us to get here. So it's really not that bad of a drive, but if you're looking to see some beautiful scenery, get away from the city and see a lot of birds and wildlife, it's really worth the trip. So we're going to press on and see what else awaits us. So far, a great day. Oh, there goes the heron flying across the water back there. I'll be back in a little bit. Well, we've come a little bit further around. I know you can't see me while the sun is behind me. I just watched a cormorant fly from over there. Then if I turn this way, I don't know how well you can see them. I'm going to get blinded by the sun. But off in the field over there behind me is a large flock of geese that have settled in. Seen quite a bit so far, but as you can also see, there we go. That section behind me, there goes a great blue heron flying. Let's see if you know, there he goes. Flew the other way. We saw a very large flock of snow geese flying overhead, probably well over 100 or more of them. I got some photos of that. But you can see this section behind me. This was all filled with water when we were out here in July after we had all those rains, and now it's all dry, and a lot of the lake is like that, just puddles here and there. We haven't had much rain for the last few months, even though we had a little bit of rain this last week, but not enough to fill the lake back up. So that happens. So we're going to keep going. So far, still seeing a lot, so we're going to press on, see what else is awaiting us out here. Well, it came just a little bit around that point. I wanted you to see, this is an indicator of just how low the lake is as compared to what it normally is. I swing around here, there's a sign behind me. Boating permitted, March 15th to September 30th. And the reason that sign is here is because it is right next to a boat ramp. Normally leads to a portion of the lake that's deep enough for you to launch a boat out here, bass boat or some other boat, but just a puddle now. So the lake, as you can see, is very low. We just watched some of the geese over there take off, honking their little heads off as they do. So yeah, this just kind of shows you just a little bit how low the water is. Let me swing around this way. You can see behind me over there, all of that is normally all full of water and mostly puddles, and it's like a bunch of little small puddles and lakes all interconnected out here, not even connected. So if you're coming out looking for the great big huge lake that's normally here, you're not going to find that now, but like I said, lots of wildlife. It's still very nice out here. On we go. Well, we've come down a little further. We're now on the opposite side of the lake. All these little points, let me show you where we're at. There is a pump jack behind me. There's little peninsulas that come out with roads that you can come out to, obviously to serve as a pump jack for the workers, but you can come out and access the lake. We've come around the lake by Point J, and to give you a reference, where did it go? Back across the lake on the other side over there. I've got turned around, but back over there, there is the boat ramp where we were at before. It had just a little puddle behind it, and we have seen hundreds of pelicans, the white pelicans. We just watched several large flocks fly by. You probably can't see it in the video, but way back up the lake that way, there's another, looks like a huge flock of several hundreds, possibly 1,000, maybe more. There's huge. They run way across the lake, so we're gonna see if we can get to them. But so far we've seen hundreds of pelicans, snow geese, egrets, blue herons. Saw a hawk earlier, lots of other birds, ducks. So it's been quite a bonanza of a variety of birds out here. So, you know, if you want to come out here, it's October. A lot of the birds, and it's only going to get more so with the migrating birds coming in, so it's a good time. The weather's pleasant. It was cool this morning. It was in the 30s initially, but the sun out, it doesn't feel bad at all. So if you want to make the journey up here this time of year, I highly recommend it. As far as hiking and fitness, not quite so much. It's very large. I guess you could, and you'd do a lot of hiking. It'd be long, but the roads is more designed for autos to drive around. And then there are some trails you can get off and hike off of those, some day use campsites and everything. Really, really great place to come out to see lots. Oh, we saw some deer. I forgot to mention that. We just saw 4 deer as we were coming down this. 2 ran across the road, 2 ran off into the woods. Unfortunately, didn't get much in the way of photos because we were driving and they ran by really quick. But if you come out early, we've seen deer both times we've been out here so far. So highly recommend if you're looking for nature and wildlife photography, seeing different birds and animals. It's a really great place. We're going to press on, see if I can get closer to those pelicans that are over there. Hopefully we can see them, and I'll be back in a bit. Well, we've come around on the north side of the lake as far as you can go. You can go down Sandy Point Road, and you'll come to Sandy Point, which takes you by the sandy day use area, as you can see behind me. They've got some picnic tables out there. There's a couple there, trash cans, nice little point that overlooks the lake behind me. Let me swing around this way. It's a little porta potty if you need to use a bathroom. So you can come out here, get some nice panoramic views of the lake, picnic, sit down, eat lunch, take a break, relax, whatever you want to do. This is a spot. The last time we were here in July, if you saw those photos or the videos, there's a roadrunner in there, and he was first on that concrete table behind me, then he came over onto that green one there, and I got some photos on both of those before he ran away. So not guarantee you'll see that every time you come out. Probably not. We just got lucky that he happened to be there at that time. But, you know, if you come all the way around, this is a nice area if you want to get out and sit down and relax. If you've brought a picnic lunch, take a break here and enjoy some nice scenic views of the lake before you get ready to head back the other way, which is what we're about to do. We're going to circle back around the lake to the entrance and get ready to head out. Might see some more stuff on the way. I know the pelicans are still out roaming around the lake, so we'll see what else. If we don't, then I'll stop on the way out and we can get the other side, and I'll close everything out, and we'll see you in a little bit. Well, here we are back at the visitor center, and as you can see behind me, there is a butterfly garden here full of plants. I can even hear a bee buzzing around my head as I'm speaking right now. You can probably hear, if I'm quiet for a second, there's a water fountain, a water feature back up in there. Got a nice paved parking lot here. The visitor center and the refuge office is behind me. There's a porta potty over behind that tree over there behind me there. And then if you, let me turn this way, go back down that road, that takes us back out to the main refuge, which is all off back out that way. So it's been a pretty eventful day. I've got quite a few photos to go through. Got to see quite a bit of birds, good wildlife and everything. So, I mean, we saw the deer. I think I got the deer on my dash cam of the car, so I'll see if that video is usable and I'll put it in the video so you can see the deer that were running across the road. And we'll go home and finish all this up. I'll get it all posted here as soon as I can. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Share it with friends. If you know someone else that's interested in this, be sure and share. Let them know about it too. Share the information. If you have any suggestions or ideas, comments, be sure to add them in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.